Okay, so this subclass is going to be the class of this cell so that we can populate data into that cell. Cool. So let's do this. Command N, new class, touch class, and it is UITableViewCell subclass. And let's call this a class of PhotoTableViewCell. Cool. And click next and create it right in here. Okay, so now we have the cell. This class is UITableViewCell, a subclass of UITableViewCell. So I will delete all of these code over here because we don't need it in this app. Okay, so let's go back into the main.storyboard. Make sure that the cell here, this cell here, has the subclass of UITableView PhotoTableViewCell. Okay. The next step is add all the outlets, all of these UI elements connected as an outlet or action inside the cell. So I will select this cell. Okay, make sure that it is PhotoTableViewCell. Change it like this. Okay, it is automatically like that. So I would select it manually. Where is that? PhotoTableView. Oops. Oh, the cell right beneath this guy. We should organize our app, okay? So let's create some of the outlets. First, control drag here, we have the image view. Now, if you change it into image view like that, it will yell at you, the compiler will yell at you. Because remember, this is a subclass of UITableViewCell. And a UITableViewCell has a default image view. So you cannot do this. So I will change it into the image view. Okay. Or we can change it. Yeah, we can put it the image view, or you can photo, things like that. Okay. Next, this control drag right here into photographer image view. Photographer image view. Next, this is the caption text label. Caption label. Oops, bug in Xcode. Control drag here. Caption label. Alright, now if you have that error that you just see it and you cannot create an outlet, let's do it in code. IB outlet, quick var caption label. It is a type UI label like that. Cool. And then okay, there's a bug here. Alright, control and drag it into this label and it will accept it. Okay, next, remember we also have this view over here, so let's select the view. Okay, oops, I just messed up. So let's select this view over here, control drag below that, and we have that the gradient view like this, and we connect it. Then we have the gradient view. Then everything is good now. Let's do some coding. So, goes back to the standard editor. Okay. Now the question is, I have a question for you. Pay attention. I have a question for you. What does this TableViewCell, PhotoTableViewCell display? What does it display? Well, it's display a photo, right? That is the reason why we name it PhotoTableViewCell. So, do we got to have a photo to display? Yes, we do. So we have var photo, which is a type of photo, and use explicitly unwrapping this so we don't have to initialize that. Now, the new concept I want to introduce to you is, I know this series has been so many concepts, but this one, you may know it or you may not know it, but we used it a lot. It's called property observer in Swift. What it means is a property has some stage, some phases inside its life cycle. I know it sounds crazy, but what it means is a property, it can be created, it can be initialized, it can be get the value, or it can be set the value. That's why we can observe those stages of the property. I will do a curly brace like that, and I want to make sure that every time this photo is set, When this photo is set, then I will self.update UI like this. We will update the UI. Okay. Well, update UI is a private function update UI. So we will update this UI like that. Okay. So what does this update UI do? The update UI, it will populate all of the details in this photo inside the outlet. Okay. This is the best way to do this. If you do otherwise, it will, I believe that it will mess up your code. Okay. So in here, and you will see why the next thing is just like one another line of code. Believe me. Okay. So I will do self.theImageView.image to be UI image. Named, the named here is photo.name. Right, so we have this photo here that sets, then we have the photo.name here to have the image. Next we have cell.photographer image view dot image to be UI image, also named as photo.photographer profile image name. Okay, build failed, photographer profile image name. Okay. Next, we have self.captionLabel.text equals photo.caption. Cool. Then it's good to go. Now this class, believe it or not, it's just like that. Of course, there's still some customization, like how to make that image into a circle, how to make the gradient view. We will talk about that later on, okay? But now, let's go back. The next step is we will have to populate these data into each of the cell. Now, by default, right now, our app right now, okay, it's just use the default cells. Now we want to tell the Photos TableView controller to use not the default TableView cell, but use a photo TableView cell. We can do that very, very easily if you do it correctly. All the steps lay out like that. It's just several more characters. Okay, you can do it like this. In the TableView cell for row and index path, instead of just cell equals like this, we want to cast it as a as a photo TableView cell, because we know that we're using the photo TableView cell inside the storyboard, right? The storyboard here, this main storyboard, we use this cell here as the photo TableView cell. So to configure the cell, we can delete this whole thing and we can just have cell.photo equals photo. Is that cool? Then when this cell.photo equals photo, okay, then it will count self.update UI, then we'll update the UI, populate all of those things into the IB outlet. Cool? Now let's run the project to prove that it works. Here we go. Let's see. Oh. Okay, now several things here. The first one is we do have those images, we do have the photos, we do have the caption and those things, although it looks ugly. Now, one of the reasons why it looks ugly is that we still have that white whole thing, and it's also like square on the square. We'll change that in the next part. But now, the one thing I want you to pay really close attention is the height of this cell. The height of this cell. Okay, this is the normal screen. So the height of this cell it is not 250 points, but we want it to be 250 points. Right? So let's change that. How we can change it into 250 points? Well, we can do it into this. The view did load here. Okay. The view did load here. I can change it into something like TableView dot row height to be 250.0. So we tell the TableView that the row height is 250 points. And run the project again and it works. Cool. Now, this is just the beginning because we have a lot more to cover. We have things like dynamic table view cells, so we'll talk about that, okay?